What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 1216 of FloWrestling Radio, live from Austin, Texas. I'm your host, Christian Piles. Today's show presented by Nike Wrestling. Special show today. Quick intros, and we'll get down to business. To my right, that's Father John Kozak. He battled traffic, the elements.
Terrible.
You still can't make him late.
Toll roads.
Toll roads. Mm-hmm. This guy hates toll roads.
Hate him.
This guy loves toll roads.
Big fan. I want more of them.
Andrew Spey, he's here straight off the flight from Japan.
Yep.
He drove here from the airport. And to the far left, James Dean Rader is here. Hello, Jimmy.
Hello, Kozak. I'm glad you had to fight traffic this morning because it was due to the rain, and Lord knows we needed it.
Well, Lord, we need the rain. Mm-hmm. Amen, JD. Mm-hmm. Amen. Okay, but let's get down to business. We're going to be announcing the winner of the 2026 Anthony-Maroulis Trophy. And joining us right now, USA Wrestling's Richard Immel, going to join us and help us talk through this award, announce the winner. Richard, how you doing this morning?
Morning, guys. How's it going? Big fan of toll roads over here.
Yeah. All right, so we have some synergy there. Richard, before we get down to the announcements, could you give us a little sense of the history of this award and the rationale behind the new name?
Yeah, 100%. So this award is in its fourth year, started by the legendary Gary Abbott in 2023. This award was created to provide a end-of-year trophy for women's college wrestling. And this year we found that we thought it'd be important to really elevate the award. So we decided to name it the Anthony-Maroulis Trophy after Victoria Anthony and Helen Maroulis, who were the first four-time national champions in women's college wrestling. They did it the same year, so it's really hard to parse out, who did it first or who classifies as that. But Victoria technically won it first because her weight class was up first in the finals. Helen won it a couple matches later, and they've both gone on to great careers on the Team USA Wrestling front as well. So a lot of synergy around that, but the women we felt deserved to have a trophy akin to the Hodge Trophy for the men.
And I was looking at the nominees and some highly dominant seasons. Could you speak to each nominee briefly and just like how dominant these ladies were this season?
Yeah, you bet. I'll tell you, this was the closest set of finalists that we've had in terms of the vote, the criteria. Just narrowing it down to 5 finalists was really tricky. The committee had a lot of tough discussion and decisions on who to bring in, but anyone eligible. You're looking at all your national champions across all the college divisions, so your NCAA, NAIA, your JUCO divisions. We narrowed it down to 5, and I'll just go in alphabetical order. We had Kennedy Blades from Iowa, who actually won the award last year. She was the NCAA champion at 160 pounds, undefeated record, 95% bonus, and obviously a member of Team USA, Olympic silver medalist and a world bronze medalist last year. Going down, Erin Hikiji of University of Providence, NAIA champion at 103 pounds, also undefeated. Her second in NAIA title as a 4-time finalist, 88% bonus rate, 8 pins, 18 techs, 33-0 record, so a really strong season from her. We had Audrey Jimenez of Lehigh. She's a sophomore, NCAA champion at 110 pounds, undefeated record, 100% bonus rate. And believe it or not, we had 2 athletes with 100% bonus rate in the finals for this award. So, Audrey was the OW at the NCAA championships. She was on 3 world teams this year, silver medal at the U20 and U23 worlds. Our 4th finalist was Cristel Rodriguez of Doane University, NAIA champion at 124 pounds. Cristel was a senior, 100% bonus rate, 3 pins and 17 techs. She gave up 1 point all season in all of her college matches. She became a 3-time NAIA champion, was the NAIA Wrestler of the Year for the 3rd time. She was on the U23 and senior world teams this year as well. And our last finalist, Kylie Welker, also of the University of Iowa. She's a junior NCAA champion at 180 pounds, 95% bonus. Just like her teammate Kennedy, 21-0 record, 4 pins, 15 techs, 3-time women's college national champion now. She was actually a bronze medalist at the Senior Worlds this past year as well, and a U23 world champion for the second straight year. So just an outstanding group of finalists, and made the vote really close.
Yeah, you can see why. 5 incredible candidates. I say let's get down to it, Richard. Moment of truth. Who's the winner?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you. So I'll explain how the voting works, and then I'll announce the winner. So the coaches across all divisions have 1/3 of the vote. The national wrestling media have 1/3 of the vote, and then the fans actually get 1/3 of the vote. So it's a high percentage of the fans as well. Um, and the way it works is each third of the vote kind of stacks up, and we see who gets the most votes across the board. Everyone only votes for their first place winner of the award. So this year, the 2026 winner of the Anthony-Maroulis Trophy goes to Audrey Jimenez of Lehigh University, sophomore NCAA champion.
Awesome. Round of applause to Audrey. And we are lucky enough to be joined by the 2026 Anthony-Maroulis winner, Audrey Jimenez of Lehigh. Audrey, how you doing this morning?
Hey guys, I'm doing great, and you?
We're awesome. Congratulations. Obviously, some elite company that you were able to best to win this award. What does it mean to win the Anthony-Maroulis Trophy?
It's such an honor. They're amazing people, and I've been fortunate enough to train with both of them, and it's just amazing to think about because they've done so much for the sport, and they're also just hilarious, and they are always willing to learn and willing to help other people. And they're just really special people, and I've always looked up to them. So it's truly an honor to be able to carry on like this legacy, and I'm so glad that the trophy was named after them.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very fitting namesake for the trophy. Now, Audrey, it's been a pretty big month for Sunnyside alums. You went to Sunnyside High School in Tucson. You were a national champion, undefeated for Lehigh, as was your teammate, Sergio Vega. Just how special is that program down there in Tucson?
It's an amazing program. I think so much of the community pours into it, and you have so many kids going into that program with nothing and come out of it with so much, whether that's in wrestling or they just go on to have successful careers. Um, and it's a very strong community, and you learn so much, and it's really helpful that you have people like RBY and so many others to come out of the program, because once you see them do it, it's much easier to picture yourself doing it. And I think that just kind of helps us continue to strive for bigger and better goals. And again, like, there's so many genuine and loving people that are willing to support you and do whatever they can to help you reach your biggest and greatest like capabilities.
Audrey, I'll jump in with a couple questions for you. Can you talk about first just that inaugural season for Lehigh? You guys had to sit out last year as you were waiting to hit that varsity status, coincides with the first NCAA Women's Wrestling Championships. But for you, what was it like going through your first year in that process and then actually getting to compete this year, first year for Lehigh?
Yeah, that first year was interesting because we were still club, and obviously we had a very similar training schedule to what we have now. Um, Not as many competitions, but it was nice to kind of get the ball rolling and come in with that recruiting class, and being able to compete this year was so cool because now you have so many more competitions and everything is much more official, right? You have like the NCAA logo pasted on everything, and you have the regional tournament, and the national tournament was just amazing. So it was a really cool experience, and I think we're building great traditions here at Lehigh, and we have a great incoming class next year too. So there's just so much to look forward to, and it's been great to wrestle for Lehigh and just build this team.
And for your season this year, you had 100% bonus rate. So you pinned or teched everyone you wrestled all the way throughout the year. How do you do that consistently throughout a college season?
I think it's definitely helpful to have a lot of exposure and experience throughout like the international season and just previous years wrestling, some of the best girls in the country. So that definitely helps. I also think like with the help of like our coaches here, our athletic trainer, our nutritionist, like all coming together to kind of make sure that we have the right plan throughout the entire season, making sure we're healthy, making sure we're tapering when we need to be, and recovering when we need to be, resting when we need to be. So I think all of those factors kind of come together to help you feel your best, and that definitely helped me feel my best throughout the season.
Awesome.
All right, last thing I'll ask you, Audrey, can you just talk about your experiences wrestling as part of Team USA? You had 3 world championships last fall, and then how you balance that with your college schedule, your college season, and just making all that work.
Man, it was a lot. It was so much. Everything was back to back. But I'm so grateful to have been able to, travel and be on the team with all those amazing girls. And again, like my coaches here have definitely helped me come up with the plans to help me balance school and wrestling as well, and help me feel my best considering the situation. So I had a lot of fun. I'm really, really glad that I was able to experience those 3 world teams this year. And again, it's all helpful leading up to 2028 Olympics and just future events in general. So it was awesome.
Now, Audrey, I have to ask, when can we expect to see you on the mat again?
It'll be quite a while. I'm probably taking the summer off. I got surgery a few weeks ago. So just get my shoulder all healed up, and then I'll be back on the mat before next college season for sure. And then, of course, the goal is to just be healthy and, excited to compete by 2028. So
Awesome. Well, we're bummed we won't get to see you this spring and summer on the freestyle mats, but we wish you well in your recovery and can't wait to see you next college season. Audrey, I'll give you the last word. We really appreciate you and Richard coming on, but especially you and what you're doing for wrestling. Anything else to add before we let you go? Get to class, actually. You have class this morning.
I do have class, and thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, last words is just, it's an amazing, to finally have this opportunity just with D1 in general, and women's wrestling is growing so much, and I'm so grateful again for, being able to win this award, the Anthony-Maroulis Award. So it's pretty sweet.
Awesome. Well, Richard, thank you so much. Audrey, congratulations. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks, guys. Audrey Jimenez, Richard Emmel. How cool is that?
Man,
Audrey
awesome.
rules.
Yeah.
100% bonus rate on a bum shoulder.
Yes.
Surgery.
Yeah, and
Crazy.
my understanding, she's kind of been dealing with that.
Since
I think
a week before Worlds.
Worlds.
She got hurt a week before Worlds.
Yeah.
And then just PT'd, rehab the whole season. And
Animal.
yeah, crazy.
Yeah. You got Kylie and Kennedy also in there, Christelle. Like, these are the class of nominees, just insane. But
Yeah.
certainly a deserving winner, Audrey Jimenez. Cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I mean, women's wrestling has had so many new accomplishments and milestones, and like every year there's more awesome news on that front. And I think it's great that women's college wrestling can hit the ground running. I mean, you have the stars of women's wrestling, they're making world teams, are competing on the college level. You have power conference teams. You have Lehigh, which is a small private school, but wrestling is so important to that area that you can have a team. I mean, how many programs at Lehigh's campus, if you wanted to start a new sport, would already be elevated to that level?
Right.
Have the best wrestler and be competing for national championships on year one. I mean, also, it's the first year of women's wrestling, so someone's got to be the first. You're always going to have first there, but and also respect to all the teams that have been out there and driving the women's wrestling train at the collegiate level.
Mm-hmm.
You want to respect those programs that were there first, and then also be happy that we're getting other programs that have a little bit more resources or maybe already have a national profile in the sport or other sports.
Right. All right, JD, take it away.
We got to talk transfer portal.
Oh, my
Come
gosh.
on. Come on. It opened up yesterday. Didn't take long. We knew it wouldn't. Who are some of the names you are, I don't want to say excited. Excited is a weird way to put it, but like some of the,
So glad he's leaving.
no, well, let's start with surprises. Who were some of the names you were, whoa, that you did, I did not see this coming? Because there are some, you expect, whatever, but who are the names that surprised
As
you?
I look down the list, I think most of them I'm not like blown away, because you either look at, there's a couple reasons you leave, right? If you're a graduate and you're ready to move on, that makes sense. And there's new opportunities and different programs kind of make sense there. Some of them, they're leaving situations where like the program's just not performing and they're not maybe performing to expectations. And then there's guys that are leaving where it's like you're looking for a path into a lineup, right? So for that reason, there's not I mean, I would say there's none. I'll say one. And is Lorenzo Norman a grad transfer? Because that was going to be my one, because I didn't know if he had actually graduated at this point. It says grad transfer.
Let me double check. I think that's true.
Okay.
I think there were several, or the Stanford guys all graduated in like 3 years, the way
Yes.
the Woods did. So
Dang.
they
Lorenzo
must
was a grad transfer.
Okay. So, all right. Then they all met. I mean, the grad transfers all kind of like sort of make sense. I mean, the Stanford ones stand out because they're wrestling really well.
They're so good.
They're so good. They're doing a great job. They're clearly being coached well. They're wrestling well. Now, Norman got hurt, but that's not, really anyone's fault, I would anticipate. I don't know. That
With the Sanford ones, there's always the caveat of were they able to get into their next degree of
yeah.
choice?
I don't feel like that is the hang up.
Because it feels like
The weird thing was you were hearing about some of the Stanford guys well in advance. Like I've been hearing Garvin's going, here, there for a long time. He's going to go in the portal, and then he eventually did. Tyler Knox, not a name I had heard, but them all graduating, I guess it sort of makes sense. But that does seem like they're leaving a good situation.
Where the whole talk of the team was not only are they performing well, and they have a national champion now in Aiden Valencia, but now they get the other guys that were hurt potentially back, but apparently not.
Apparently not.
okay, who are the names, the biggest prospects in the transfer portal right now that you're like, if you need a guy around their weight, you're going after them?
To me, it's Daniel Zepeda, like number one guy, because one, prospect, he's a great prospect. Two, 4 years.
Yeah.
Right? You look at his situation, and one, I feel like as a recruit, you were thinking 41, 49, and now he's clearly not a 41. I think he's a 49. And very simply, they have Coy Biskins there. And I think he's a guy, I think he was looking for a change anyway, right? After this year, didn't go well. He ended up wrestling up at 57, hurt his knee, didn't, maybe feel like he was at his best at 157. So, I don't know, sometimes NC State's an amazing program, but maybe it wasn't the right fit. This is a California kid all the way. You can't get much further than Raleigh, North Carolina, so you don't know if that plays a role at all. But for me, I just think Zepeda is a really premier prospect with a lot of ability, a lot of proven strong wins. And I think, if I hear the type of prospect is you just won it, right? And I think 49 is going to be kind of like that again next year with a lot of really good guys. Whereas Crookham feels like if he's healthy, he could be a top 3 guy. So maybe he's one of the few title contenders, Ryan Crookham, whereas it sort of remains to be seen with Daniel. And then there's quite a few other good guys, right? Like Ty Ice. I had heard like maybe Minto was moving up. Sounds like that's not going to happen. If you're a 74, Ice maybe just looking to start somewhere. But yeah, that's my quick high-level rundown of my thoughts. And I'm sure there's more guys that are going to enter.
Right. I mean, and we also have that. We have mentioned, the Stanford guys, Garvin, Knox, Bennett Berge went in.
I was surprised by Berge just simply because his brother's on staff.
Yeah.
Brother gonna stay on staff? Like, I think that's like the natural question you have. Like, man, I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah.
Kind of said it all year, and you guys were more on it's weight change. He bumped up. He's not at the right weight class. I was kind of like, he just seems kind of flattened, like over it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, hey, that sometimes happen. It's year 5, 6, whatever. So maybe a change of scenery could be good for him.
Wasn't he a sophomore this year?
Berge?
Maybe he's year 4 or 5.
I think he's gonna be a senior.
Okay.
Yeah. This is
Plus a red shirt
his
year.
last year.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what makes
he was a
Zepeda
junior.
so intriguing. You said it. You have 4 years of eligibility.
Right.
That's a guy that, that changes the value proposition for anybody you're going after in the portal.
Another 133, Zan Fugit, and you get
Yeah.
2 years, I think.
Mm-hmm. 2 years of Zan. I mean, he took a step back at least at NCAA performance, right? Was he better or worse this year? I don't know. He was a surprise semifinalist last year, but as a true freshman, you feel like, okay, his arc is really impressive. And then this year, he beat Drake. He had some nice wins, but he had some losses that were like, what is going on here? Was still kind of an interesting guy going into the tournament, but didn't have the tournament he wanted. So, yeah.
Nicolas Rivera went in too, so they lose their first 1-2 punch that they had this year, and we're probably expecting to get back next year. So tough day for the Badgers.
Yeah, a lot of names. I don't know how I thought Edmund Ruth already got denied his final year last year.
He's
but-
appealing the
So it's
denial.
currently in the process.
yeah, but I don't understand how you that was to wrestle last year. So you just, it's a year long. I don't know. Anyways, sounds like a mess.
I don't know.
Maybe
There's no rules anymore.
There's no rules.
A couple decent Oklahoma State guys who are not going to see starting lineup like Braden Thompson, Jersey Robb went in.
Yep. Those both make a lot of sense. I don't know if Braden's, we put 74. I feel like he's probably an 84, but was a national qualifier at 174 pounds. So he's a big pickup. I think Norman is a really good pickup, but is he going to, get on the mat? Is he going to, because he redshirted the first year and then he was around, and is he going to put it all together?
That's an instance of the power programs kind of dispersing some talent to the lower programs. I think the transfer portal, one of the concerns was, well, the rich are going to get richer, and I think that is still going to happen. You still have the top teams being able to offer more and kind of have their pick of teams on the lower level, but also there's only 10 spots, so you see guys looking for lineup spots, and it's going to benefit some teams that otherwise wouldn't have this guy on their team.
I've done it the past 2 years. I haven't done it for this year's yet, but I did a who won, quote unquote, the transfer portal, and I look at teams that lost NCAA points and teams that received NCAA points in the transfer portal, and Lock Haven always is like one or top three because they got a guy like Wyatt Henson from the transfer portal on the podium.
Yeah, they just did a
This
post
for your-
kind of saying, look, we take guys that were in other places. Chance Marceller was another, Wyatt Hendricks, not Wyatt Hendrickson, Wyatt Henson. And there was somebody else I'm forgetting. But
Another good transfer.
Hey,
though.
speaking of transfer posts, Chelsea, Nebraska's
Dude, I was
post,
just about to bring that up.
crazy. So they go,
On the day the portal opens, they're like, look how good we are in the portal, guys.
but they didn't include H.A. Ferrari in the post.
Yeah.
he
And
was
that-
a national champ before. Everybody else was not a podium placer before they got to Nebraska.
Yeah, he did have his worst finish.
That's true.
So maybe that's why. But still, you can say he's All-American.
Yeah, they still got a sixth place finisher.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
He had never taken sixth place at heavyweight before.
no.
Lower than
That was
sixth.
the
at
fir-
heavyweight.
that's his highest NCAA finish at heavyweight.
That's right. So I thought that was kind of
They're flexing.
interesting.
Yeah, notable.
Which also, there's a Ferrari in the portal, not AJ,
Anthony.
Anthony.
Yeah. Well, he kind of does this every year.
I think we hit on most of the big names. A couple
A lot of quality.
Iowa State guys who are really tough, who could do well at programs like Mesa, hit the portal, and Noctiborin. He still is kind of an unknown a bit, but he was a really high prospect coming out of high school.
Absolutely.
So they'll be a good pickup for somebody.
There's a lot of great pickups.
Yeah.
Quality NCAA caliber guys that are, don't have a path in.
I'm reading off the list, but Tom Crook is a guy I don't think we
Yeah.
mentioned yet. That's Virginia Tech having just extra high quality guys on their lineup, and he's a guy that could start on a lot of programs, so he's going to look for when he can.
Yeah, that's great.
And then there also, I don't think we mentioned a couple Cornell guys, but Brett Unger. When you're an Ivy League program, and I think like Nick Fine of Columbia, but you can't stay, and after you've done 4 years, no matter what, there's no red shirt, you cannot wrestle for an Ivy League
You
program.
start taking your stuff out of your dorm.
They say you're done. Well, you can stay on campus and
No,
get graduate.
the hunks come and they just take all your things.
Oh, the college hunks?
College hunks.
They haul your
remove
junk.
They remove all your junk.
Hey, let's talk about this new conference realignment.
Yeah. Whoa.
The Pac-12 adding a couple teams. They're adding Air Force, Northern Colorado, and then the Dakotas, South Dakota State, North Dakota State, as well as NIU. Northern Illinois will be part of the Pac-12 next year, but that was already known. They had these 4 teams. So what do you think of this this move by the Pac-12?
Man, it's a great pickups. I think geographically kind of makes sense. Like there's not much Pacific wrestling, but definitely makes sense for the teams that are leaving. I think if you talk to these coaches, and I think Damian Hahn, we could pull his, or not Damian, maybe it was Damian, doesn't matter. It was a South Dakota State tweet. You kind of get the sense of why they're leaving. This was a consistent gripe I heard from the affiliates. It's like, well, we'll never host a conference tournament, and they really, being in the Big 12 and being in this, like, you don't get like a schedule. There's no like guaranteed matches. You don't guarantee like you're going to get a home and home with Oklahoma State or Oklahoma or Iowa State, whatever. So I think just on the scheduling front, it's just it makes more sense. And I just think also like there's just a lot of commonality with those programs in the Pac-12, whereas like it's a very much a haves and a have-nots at the Big 12. I don't know. That's just more an observation than a rationale I ever heard. So, here we go from Coach Hahn. We're thrilled to be part of strengthening the Pac-12 conference. The ability to host a conference championship, compete against top teams during the regular season, and chase individual goals is why wrestlers come to SDSU. So that matters. So that's cool. I think Pac-12 is a really exciting, and those are 4 quality programs. They're consistently getting wrestlers to the tournament, getting wrestlers on the podium. The Pac-12, only had 4 teams, but it was 4 quality programs as well. So now I think it's great. I think it's a win-win. The Big 12, it's a punch, but
it's going to be fine.
Big 12's great. It's going to be an awesome conference, and I'm excited.
I think I saw 10 allocations would have been lost. Like if the change happened this year, the teams that were leaving had 10 allocated spots. So I mean, you look at it from the Pac-12 standpoint, you're like, yeah, we get more spots.
Yeah.
But Big 12 will still have. I mean, they'll still have maybe the second or third most. So I don't think it'll be a hit that they'll feel too much.
And the Big 12 has, at least 4 full-time members, because you have Arizona State, West Virginia, Iowa State, Oklahoma State, and then you have Oklahoma and Missouri, which are affiliate members, but they're in Power 5 conferences. Mm-hmm. So you have a very solid nucleus that doesn't appear to be going anywhere, that has a lot of resources. Then you add Wyoming, which has been an outstanding performer for a long time. UNI, which is another great program. And it just kind of balances the 2 programs. It kind of just makes a little bit more sense just from outside perspective if you're looking at a 14 conference in the Pac-12 and then the what was it, 12 or no, it was more than that. It was like 14 in the Big 12. Anyway, now you have 2 much stronger tournaments. And my only request now, and this comes up every now and then, but let's stagger all the conference tournaments so we get to watch all of them.
Yeah.
And not have them all on one weekend, or maybe start on Wednesday and then everybody has their finals on a different day.
Big 12 had 63 allocations this year. So even if you took 10 away, they still have the second most with 53.
My question is, how many total NCAA qualifiers did SDSU, all these teams have?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm getting dongled down here.
Oh, really?
Oh, dongle time.
You guys didn't see Greg, but he's sneaky. He slid this to me.
Yeah, you always want your producer to slide you a dongle under the table.
Internet's going in and out, so hopefully this will solve it.
Nice. Yeah, we are. Today is like, actually, so everyone is moving to a new one. Our last day at 301 Congress was yesterday. Today, everyone's remote, and tomorrow, and then everyone's going to be in here. So it's like, I think they're getting everything ready to go. So maybe that's why we're having
They just keep turning the internet on and off.
Yeah,
on
they're
us.
just laughing at us.
And everybody in this room is going to be a tight squeeze, but it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, we're rolling now, baby.
Cool. Okay, good.
Starlink Connect.
Yeah, I was just wondering how many. Yeah, they had 10 allocations. I feel like they had more than 10 qualifiers, but anyways, that's maybe not worth diving into.
Because then the other guys could have taken some other Big 12 qualifying. Right.
All right.
All right, let's give our FRL friends and listeners a little peek behind the curtain.
Oh.
We might have sent out some invites to a One National Duels Invitational.
Oh, right. They the Paycom announced the the invitations had been extended, right?
So, already looking ahead to national duels, and invites have been sent out. Obviously, we won't hear. Is there a deadline like? before teams
Yes,
have to accept?
there is
When
a
that?
deadline. It's in April.
So
Mid-April.
Yep, I think it's like the 16th maybe, but it doesn't matter.
It says mid-April.
Right, but I talked, yeah.
But I'm tired. So.
Okay, gotcha.
all right.
Are you gonna talk about the teams?
No.
Or,
Yeah.
Right.
Final.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
yeah. So right now, those invitations have been extended. They're waiting to hear back, and then if there's any teams that are unable to that decline, then there's going to be basically a selection process that there's a committee that'll figure out the best teams to fill out what's going to be an amazing field for national duels.
Yeah, because they're still offering crazy high prizes.
They
They
upped
said
it.
it's going up.
$250 for the winner.
200
It's
feet.
a
One
25% increase.
Not bad.
breaking off $250,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll do a lot of good.
Yep.
And I think, second and third are going up. So I can't remember exactly how much, but I think
The exact
all the
percentages,
prices, I think all the prices are going up. So that's going to be another really cool event.
Big purse.
Christian, do you know if they're doing are they doing the lotto this year, or are they just doing
I think it's selection.
just selection?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So we won't blindfold David Bray.
Say, can we figure out it?
No, here's the thing.
It's a
We
blindfold
can
them.
still blindfold them.
Yeah.
All right.
Those things are not mutually exclusive, huh?
Don't think we're doing show.
Yeah. What?
No, a special show we still have the hopper. We still got the ping
Yeah.
pong balls. We're going to
No,
blindfold.
there's a committee that I'm on with some other same seating committee, and we'll.
Here's what I think we should do, and because you're on the seating committee,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say it here, and I want
Okay.
you to tell your seating committee friends. I think we should do a weekly seating
Yes.
release, whether it's a show or
Because reminder,
piece
it's
of
pushed
content.
back this
Yes.
December.
So yeah, last year was super early in the season, so seeds could be set and nothing changes. Like
Yeah.
your guys will stay at where they're at in the rankings. This year, it's 6 or 7 weeks
Yeah.
into the season to where you could have a team like, I don't know, Oklahoma State. They could start at third, and then they could move up second. Because a guy like Sergio Vega gets a bunch of wins early in the season. So I think it'd be really cool to have the seeds not set until maybe a week before.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what they do for the college football playoff.
Yeah, the
leading up to
weekly
it.
update. So yeah, like maybe we do a preseason one, a week one. Yeah, we could
Yeah.
do that. I'm down.
I think that'd be fun.
I think they'd like that.
And then it just keeps people engaged.
Yes.
And the matchups kind of change until the week before.
Yes, we seed it every week.
Yeah, and a weekly show where Bray's blindfolded and,
Yeah.
and then pulls
Yeah.
different ping pong balls and it just says what seed they're at now.
Yeah. Perfect. All right, so that's a lot of good ideas.
Yep.
All right. Before we get to some questions from our friends, Spey,
Oh,
now that you're back,
I'm back.
You can do it in Japanese if you want, but will you tell
yeah.
Hi.
our friends about?
Actually, I got word Nike shot that down.
Oh.
English only. So
Oh,
you can't
wow.
flex your Japanese.
Konnichiwa.
Yes.
That's just hello. That's just good morning. Yeah, but let's talk about our friends at Nike and athleteps.com, which is where everybody should go to get some new gear. Let's get some of these. Whoa, look at this. Look at the freaks. The freaks have been back, and you can get these guys, whichever. There we go. This is the Persian red on the swoosh there. And when you go to athleteps.com, not only can you get the latest releases, but do you guys get the emails from athleteps.com? You can sign up for emails, and they're saying they got their inventory, their old inventory there. So the sweeps, I should pull it up since I just bragged about being able to get emails from them. And it keeps you connected with what they got going. Here we go.
Watch great.
Wow,
This is
watch
great radio.
Yeah, they're like,
Great.
hey, one thing for the ad reads, we were thinking, could Spey check his email?
Yeah.
What do you think about
It was
that?
the
We feel like
wrong
people just
email.
really resonate with watching a dude
There
come
it
through
is.
his Gmail.
There it is.
Oh,
Nike
yeah.
Inflict 3, Nike Hyper Sweeps. You can shop all wrestling. So look what we found from Athlete PS.
All right.
That was great. I'm glad you looked that up.
And they have email. That's
perfect.
great. He just read the names of
Do you guys have
shoes.
email?
I do. It's
Yeah.
actually on my phone,
I
just
don't
like
do
you.
email.
Oh, you should get the app.
It's the 4-hour work week.
Really good.
All right, Tim Ferriss. All right, cool.
Hey, before we get to questions from our friends, Spey, I want to know,
Yeah.
about this lounge experience.
You should. We talked about it a little on the show. The
We
Delta
showed your
one-
story.
We showed your story.
You just literally pulled up what I've been posting on my own personal account. All right, so all my apps are being just opened up to the public now.
So Space spent 700,000 Delta points.
Yeah.
Delta miles, which the equivalent of that is a lot of money.
Yeah, and I don't want to brag, but there's a lot of digits involved in what the actual price of this ticket was. So my friend got married in Japan. He's been living there for a while, and I had actually planned a trip. I cashed in 6 years or a bunch of years of Delta points right before COVID in 2019. And I was going to go visit him in Japan because he had moved there.
Right.
And COVID hit, blew everything up. I got my miles back, but I had to cancel that trip. And then they've just been sitting there. I was like, I haven't touched them in a while. We've been taking lots of trips since then. We've been going overseas. And you can't just cash them in for dollars because that would have been the more prudent move. Yeah. But I figured, why not treat myself to the lie flat little pods that you're in. All the major airlines have them, but that's the one I had all the points for. So Delta's not paying me anything, so I don't want to, talk about it too much because there's other great airlines out there.
Athlete PS would have a way better airline if they decided they wanted to do planes.
Although I will say this, Delta also emails me updates on stuff.
Oh shoot, they got emails.
It's not just Nike Wrestling.
Too close to call.
But yeah, so then flew out to LA, connected through there. And then the lounges, of course, when you trade in all your points for the high level, everyone's just getting to know vicariously what it's like there. What is this? What are you bringing up?
That was Spey after eating too much in the.
Why is that?
Oh, man.
With the mustache?
Look at you. When was
This is an HR violation.
That's Springdale.
No, it's not.
That's Mike Malpass.
2 HQs ago? Holy cow.
Look at that great.
That's a great polo.
Yeah, great polo. Yeah. And then, eating too much. All right, so I was in a food coma for a lot of it. And then when I got there, Japan is really cool now with phones. Everything is translatable and the apps work. And the wedding was great. I'm happy for my friend Joe. And then I got to go to a baseball game. So that was my big cultural experience was the Yomiuri Giants and the Hanshin.
They do the Thunderdome sticks.
They have the batting, the sticks. They were singing the whole time, no matter what's going on. If your home team's up, the home team is all singing. They had a whole section for the away team when their guys were up. Everybody's singing, chanting, doing something. There was it was entertaining.
You might have saw the next Shohei.
I might have. I mean, some more Japanese guys are coming over there, but it was a whole fun thing. But it's good to be back. It's traveling overseas, especially when my friend was, doing his wedding thing and all that. You get some time on your own, which is fun to explore the city, or different parts of Japan. But it's also good to be back where everybody understands you when you speak English.
Yes.
Where everybody knows your name.
And dude, literally everybody knows.
Now, you're a pretty tall guy. Are you just
So,
dwarfing everyone?
yeah,
Enough over
my
there.
friend, I met him playing football at Washington League our freshman year. So I've known him a long time. He's 6'4".
Oh, yeah.
He's pushing 300. I mean, he's also slimming down for, his wedding and all that. But yeah, walking around, it depends. If you're in Tokyo, they don't, everything is in the, city center of, Tokyo. They don't bat an eye at, random people or tall people or whatever. But the further out
I always
you
say
go,
everything's bigger in Tokyo.
They do.
the further out you go, the more the Westerners will stand out, or Americans and whatnot. But also, kind of the size difference. That was more of the World War II generation and stuff.
Okay. They're catching up.
With modern diets and whatnot, newer generations of almost every country, if they eat well and have money, then they're not.
Okay, then. All right.
Small.
I'm glad you brought this up because I always hear about, oh, yeah, Japan's better than us, but they just don't have enough big people to wrestle the upper weights. So now we sent someone over there to
I did some reconnaissance, and I can confirm there are plenty of tall people in Japan to fill out the upper weights.
Yep.
Also, they have a little something over there called sumo, which
Exactly.
the bigger you are, the better you do usually, and it's kind of correlated. And that's been going on for thousands of years. And it's actually really a really cool sport if you get a chance. I didn't get to see it live, but a lot of people kind of use that as if you do this step out rule, it's going to turn wrestling into sumo. And it's like, well, sumo makes a lot of money and is very popular and it's fun to watch. So it's not really a bad thing if it.
On a dunk.
Yeah.
But
it's
also, it wouldn't.
and also it wouldn't have, yeah. And then if you look at sumo, they're slapping the crap out of each other.
Yeah.
It's a totally different sport. But anyway. So,
Go
yeah.
Bassett, bright sumo future, because he.
If sumo had weight classes,
He went
100%.
He went tsunami mode against Konchikashvili. I don't know if you got to see that because you were gone, but it was insane.
Yeah, I saw some highlights that they've been coming out pretty regularly, so I got to catch up on all that stuff. That is the other thing that I missed the most was like, you have internet obviously in Japan, but you do feel like you're missing out on so much wild stuff that happened. The fact that my friend got married right after NCAA's did not do me any favors because it was like transfer portal, all this stuff popping up, and you're on this weird time difference. So when I'm like trying to be wide awake at like 2 p.m. there, it's midnight, and I'm like, why isn't everybody talking? I need more updates.
Yeah.
And then you go to sleep and you wake up, and now I'm scrolling through a million different things.
Yeah.
So I'm good to be. The jet lag is going to take a minute, but it's good to be back.
Well, you're looking pretty good, pretty fresh considering.
Yesterday was a lot of sleeping.
Good job. All right.
All right, Kozak,
All right.
let's with those questions.
All right, question time. Okay, we do have one super chat so far.
Whoa.
A good 4 foot longs from B Stark,
Dang.
145. He says, even though they had a nice dual meet season, Rutgers finished with no one on the podium for the 3rd time in 4 years. Sad. Super
Yeah.
What a Goody and a staff need to do to change for this team to start figuring it out in March.
That's the crazy thing because they had Katka and Cotton in the round of 12, right? Both coin flip matches. So it's just a funny, and Rutgers has been a victim of this. I feel like previously, earlier in Goody's tenure there, where like they would have really good dual seasons and just couldn't quite get guys on the podium. It's like I thought it was just a little, I don't know, reductive to not a great year because they didn't win. Like Hunter Katka lost a nail biter to Christian Carroll, and Remy Cotton just almost had the takedown on Gabe Arnold, and then so like they finished those takedowns, and that question probably doesn't get asked if Rutgers has 2 All-Americans, and it's really there's no difference in reality. Or a very small one, I would say. But in the public perception, like that is kind of how, like, can you get guys on the podium? So I'm not just giving them a pass, but I am saying, like, man, I do feel like the perception shifts if Remy Cotton beats Gabe Arnold and Hunter Katka places, right? That's just probably true. So I mean, you're asking me what they need to do. I'm not really sure. The game is talent, and the game is, once you get it in the door, what do you do with it? Yeah, we'll see. They're adjusting, right? Donnie was integral there, and you don't just flip a switch and replace that head count and have that similar impact. But I'm telling you what, whether it's next year or 2 years from now, Anthony Knox is going to be someone you're excited to watch as a Rutgers wrestling fan.
I think Sasso was a good hire by them too.
Yeah. Now, what
in
is
the room.
what is he? Is he?
I think he's technically
RTC?
Scarlet Knight, but
Man, yeah.
you tell me. I'm assuming he's in the room
Yes.
during practice.
It sounds that way, and I think Sammy is has a really bright coaching career ahead of him.
He seems like he would do well with like
College.
the jersey.
Yeah.
Too.
Mm-hmm.
Get right in.
Yeah, he's Nazareth,
If you
Lehigh Valley.
if you've been following the Rutgers trajectory, the pre-Goody, they were not a real D1 team. Nothing against the guys, the coaches, the people that were there, but they would finish like towards the very bottom, if not last place of the EIWA, which is what they were in. And then Goody really changed the culture, brought in different guys, a little higher caliber recruits, and then they started qualifying guys, which was
That's the step.
a totally new thing. And then it was, well, can he ever get an All-American? And then Anthony Ashnell really helped like boost things up. And then between Anthony and Soriano, you kind of now condition the fans to go, okay, if we don't add a national champ, that's okay, but we need at least 2 or 3 All-Americans every year. And that is hard to do in the Big Ten where everybody else is leveling their game up. Indiana was not a very competitive program in the Big Ten for a while, and they just had a really good season and got a guy on the podium. So, yeah, like you said, it's about talent. So
It feels like a program, I mean, with their resources and spending, they're top 5, 6 in, budget. You think So it's not like, because there are some Big Ten teams that are just not funded well,
Right.
and it's just harder to win. That's not the case with Rutgers. They're in a hotbed in New Jersey. They're in the Big Ten. That's an advantage, and they have the funding. So I think you can say, hey, yeah, finishing 26th, 19th, 18th, 37th, 23rd the last 5 years. Yeah, you could maybe do better there.
Yeah, and it's not to say that fans shouldn't have high expectations. Yeah, I think Anthony Knox may be a big change and for the better, but we'll see.
Yeah.
All right.
Good super chat.
Thank you for the super chat. Get to our poor boy questions.
All right.
Our very respected and loved boys.
We love, yeah.
They just don't feed us.
Yeah, I've been letting the poor boys in the chat know that you are just as valuable as people that.
Yeah.
Just not for
But
our
we
wallets.
call you poor boys. Whether you're
But no,
poor
if you
or a
ask
boy.
if you ask a great question, we will ask it live on air.
It's a meritocracy in that regard.
All right. No Love wants some predictions for some of the big names in the portals, or at least good fits. Crookham, Garvin, Zepeda.
Zepeda to Iowa. He said to Iowa.
Crookham, Zepeda to Iowa.
Crookham visited Iowa. He's saying these three guys to Iowa. That's his question.
Oh, okay.
See that?
I do see that.
I don't. Crookham visited, so I think for sure that would make sense.
They need a 33.
They need a 33. He's really good. Can they get him on the mat? That's the tough question with Ryan. Like, can you get him on the mat? Last 2 years, not able to do it. So, do you get more likely to stay healthy the longer your college career goes? Not likely. You drop into a very tough Big Ten schedule. How does that go? I don't know. But, if there's ever a candidate for a pitch count, it's him. Garvin, I had heard, now he's from Iowa City, but I had heard Iowa State for him for months. But who knows? Things can obviously change. So, yeah, and Zepeda, I don't know.
Michigan?
Well, okay, so Michigan gets thrown out there, and maybe there's smoke there, but what about Sergio Limley? And so now are we saying, well, Daniel can go 57? Don't like that. I just think he's at 49. I think he's a contender at 49. I think you move him up. I don't like that as much. They also have Kellen Wolbert, Hawken Peterson. Feels like they're crowded. I mean, I think, for Daniel, he might be the best 49 there, but is he going to get that spot over Sergio? I don't know. They just redshirted him and moved him up. Is Sergio really a 49? I don't know. They tried to convince themselves Ragusin was a 41. Wasn't. So I don't know.
Also, pretty much all of Michigan's transfers have been grad transfers.
Right. Now, Moses Mendoza is his brother,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's obvious, and he's going to Michigan. That's obviously a pool there. So that part makes sense, and kind of only that part. Not that Michigan's not a great program. It's how you gonna get these guys all on the team? If I'm thinking about Daniel Zepeda, it's like, no, go and start. You just left a situation where starting was tenuous, and then you're going to go to Michigan where you're going to be battling Kellen. You're going to be battling Sergio Limley has 2 years left, I think. So I don't know.
So where does Zepeda fit?
A lot of places. I mean, I hadn't really considered Iowa, but if Ryder's moving up, which maybe is on the table, maybe there.
Nebraska, is Lamer done?
Lamer's done. And yeah, Nebraska, Ohio State makes sense because I think Styles is moving up. I think he's a prize, guys.
Interesting.
I think Zepeda's a guy to go after. This is a guy that went toe-to-toe with Bo Bassett. Gave him really tough matches. Like, Bo Bassett was really good when they had good matches. So, yeah, I think he's hungry. I think he wants to do well. So,
And he's got connection. I mean, when your high school coach is Daniel Cormier, you have an in anywhere. He can get advice from Daniel. I know they're pretty close. I'm sure Daniel's getting lobbied by a bunch of coaches. So he's going to have options.
yes.
All right. Next question from John Wirtz. Will Bassett wrestle the same weight as his high school teammate?
And I assume he means Jax Forrest.
Yes.
Or maybe Sam Herring.
Or
The
maybe-
answer could be yes for all of those.
Or is he saying Will Bassett?
Will Bassett. Wilhelm.
Wilhelm. Will Bassett.
Yeah.
He's talking about the dad.
Possibly. I don't, Jax was kind of like, oh, maybe move up, maybe not. I think he's probably staying at 33. So no, next year, if Jax is at 33, Bo will not be there. There could be a 141 overlap year, maybe at some point. I don't know. The Virginia Tech, lineup next year is really interesting because you've got Bo and Caleb, both could be 49-pounders maybe. Is Caleb a 57 now? I don't know. But if Bo goes 41, what happens with Seidel, who's huge? And that's why we see Tom Crook in the portal. He's just not going to be able to start there anymore. So I don't know what their plan is. But I would say no, he's not.
Yeah. All right, we got a couple super chats flying in.
Actually, I'll say 2028, I guarantee you they're going to be at the same weight class in the Olympic trials.
65 kg.
Yeah, that's okay. This is what I want.
So that's coming.
I want Jax and Bo to not wrestle the same weight class next year.
Yeah.
I want them both to just dominate.
Yeah.
And then maybe another year. Maybe they both dominate another year. And then
The collision.
the collision course. It's
Bring them together.
It's Dake Taylor 2.0. It's the biggest NCAA final.
That's
Well, it would have to be not 2 then, right? It would have to be pre-Olympic trials.
Well, it doesn't have
which
to
would
be
2 years.
always.
whatever. However the Lord works.
It doesn't have to follow the exact.
That's the argument. Not that I would say it's better than, or it's valid for saying less weight classes is better at the Olympics. But that is the silver lining if you're gonna say, well, why is it ever good to have less weight classes? Well, because you're almost guaranteed that those guys will
dream
hit.
matchups.
All right, keep them going.
All right, Burkhawk for life, a great super chatter. 20 bones, 4 foot longs, crystal ball. What team that is not a typical title contender has the best chance to place top 5 next year? Would have said Stanford, but that ship sailed. Thoughts? And then he says, and win do Crookham Zepeda and Garvin get to Iowa City.
One thing. Who could be top 5?
Top 5 next year.
Top 5 is so hard. I mean,
Virginia,
there were points in time where, Virginia Tech.
that's the first one that comes to
the
my
answer,
mind.
yeah.
You're also just talking about them, so it's kind of a cheat.
I really want to get like way, way too early rankings done.
Yeah.
Like in the next couple weeks, just to look ahead and have something to talk about.
Do it.
And that I'll also like calculate team scores.
Yeah, and what will be interesting is where you rank Bo Bassett.
He's going to be super high, and people are going to lose their minds because we didn't rank. Well, Penn State fans will lose their minds because we didn't rank PJ Duke high, but he didn't have any college results.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Well, the main thing is wherever if Bo somehow ended up, you go back in time a couple years, whatever, and he ends up at Penn State, you would still rank him high.
Yeah.
By the time he got there, no matter what team.
No, if he went to Penn State.
But you know what's interesting? To all those haters, we say freestyle's not folk style, and I'll be doggone if he didn't lose to the guy that he beat 3 times in freestyle, Landon Robidoux.
Yeah.
So, a little interesting data point there.
Yeah.
We could remind them of that if they get sassy, which
They get sassy.
they get really sassy
It's all right. It's because they care.
because they care.
Yeah. All right. We have another super. Does anybody else want to take a stab at the crystal ball?
No, keep going.
Okay.
Let's move.
We have another super chat. This one, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. 1 foot long. OSU Wrestling Brad. Did you guys see Ben's video on Wisconsin? Not attacking Bono. Seems like a great man, but from a results standpoint, it seems to be trending down.
Well, yeah, it's kind of interesting because I don't know how I look at the whole year, and obviously, like it's just like school. The final exam is the most important thing, and it can really frame the whole season. But I thought you could have said going into the national tournament, Chris Bono has done a pretty good job this year. They had guys wrestling well. They had some guys that are sort of, their 97 was tough. They just had some good guys. So yeah, I saw Ben's video. Could Wisconsin be doing better? Is the question you can ask. Yes. Yes is the answer to that question. Wisconsin could be doing better. They have a lot of advantages, similar to Rutgers. They're in a really good school, a really good state. Do they have the funding Rutgers has? The answer is no. They do not. They do not. They do not. And you need to know that. That just matters. But, yeah, you can say this is not Chris's best job. They've had better trajectories. Interesting because I think I don't know, they had a early bump, and then what I would look at is okay, how does the last 5-6 years of Barry Davis to the first 8 years of Chris Bono, you look at those finishes and then you kind of get a little, it's probably not as much of a departure as you think. This was a good team that performed poorly at the national tournament, which can be adjusted, that can be changed. Chris Bono has got some I'll just call them kind of random dudes on the podium at South Dakota State. He's been able to coach up some good teams. So, I mean, could they do better? Sure, but I don't know.
And as fans, you look at March and the NCAA tournament as all that matters, and that is how the team scores are calculated. So that's what goes in the history books, etc. But as an administrator, as a school, looking at what you're doing for your program, graduating kids, getting them, keeping kids out of trouble, getting more guys in the pipeline, and then every administrative duty, which I don't even would be able to begin to describe all the different roles or jobs that a coach is responsible for. Those things matter a lot for how you're being evaluated by an AD or whoever. So, there's two different things that, what an AD looks at and what a fan looks at.
Yeah.
But also, I don't want to fall back on that because I don't like when there are teams that can be good, but somebody's just keeping their job because their guys get decent grades and stay out of trouble, but don't have success on the wrestling mat. Also, I will say, especially things can get skewed as well with how you view a wrestling team because it's you get one. I don't even remember even some of the other guys they had on their team. They had some other tough guys too, so this wasn't the case. But you get a Hamity that gets third place with bonus points,
right?
But the rest of your team does worse. But you have a solid team, but you don't score as many NCAA points, and then it looks way worse, even though it's he's actually kind of fitting together a better team. Mm-hmm. But just because it's an individual sport and how the NCAA tournament is scored, it gets viewed differently.
Yeah.
Next question for Virginia's for FRL. Who in the Flow offices wins in an arm wrestling match and why is it John Kozak?
Well, I would say if you keep it to wrestling content,
I'm not winning a wrestling match right now.
Well, he's not content. Don't give him. Yeah. I would say Spey, probably.
Probably Spey.
He's got leverage.
All that leverage.
And power. And if he can
power.
Connect the haunch to the arm.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people think arm wrestling is all about the arm, but really every sport is derived from haunch power.
You do the best on the gripper out of all of us. So.
Yeah. I think what would happen, though, is Tyler would care more and he would
He would just keep arm wrestling you till he wins.
Yeah. He would figure out, just.
If you can be broken in arm wrestling, I think Tyler would break you.
Yeah. No, I think he would. I'm already imagining there would maybe be the preliminary rounds where we all learn the rules, how it goes down, and I'd beat him in that, and he would get so mad, and then he would figure out how to get better, and I would just get crushed by him.
I'm pretty strong, but I don't think I'm arm wrestling is my strength. I'm squeezy strong, but not
These 3 fingers are still numb on me right now. It's bad.
Did you get seen?
I keep dropping things because I can't feel them as well.
I don't like this.
I get an MRI on Saturday.
What happened?
What are we waiting
for? What did I miss?
I hurt myself.
What were you doing?
You know what he was doing, and it's just going to reinforce everything you believe.
Yeah.
What, running?
No, wrestling.
Oh, yeah. I don't mind my friends, doing something that they love, but it's because of injuries happen as we age more and more frequently.
That's bad.
You're a little young for that.
No. Well, the problem is it's my own fault. It's been this way for many years. I just haven't done anything. I haven't done any physical therapy. I haven't seen any doctors about it. And
who did it to you? Was it Bader? Was it Hale?
No, it was a guy in Michigan that my dad's training with. So
a guy that wrestles your dad also hurt you?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's not good.
What does your mom think? Does she know the extent of these injuries?
She knows. Yeah.
And she's got her husband and her son in the wrestling room getting beat up?
Very worried. Yeah.
I don't blame her. I think she's correct.
All right. Next question. A lot of people just want to know about us.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's officially the off season.
Yeah.
Strength and scrapping. Does Piles have a better chance of taking JD down or beating him in a shotgunning a bush light?
That is interesting. I actually
honestly probably shotgunning. I'm not a great shotgunner.
I feel I don't know if I've ever really. I don't think I've ever done that, but
it could be a hidden talent.
I can drink fast. I could put this down quickly. Now, I know beer versus water is different, but
Well, do you think, I mean, a beer is basically a soda when it comes to chugging. Like, do you think you could chug a soda?
Could you chug a
I
sparkling
think
water?
I think I could get my mind right and do a good
I
job.
think you could too.
Yeah.
And
So I think shotgunning, see, that seems kind of technical because I watch them do it.
you make a hole at the bottom.
Yeah.
Video for everybody watching.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, you could do this with anything you want.
Yeah, you can do it with a Dr. Pepper.
You make a hole at the bottom.
Uh-huh.
So it doesn't have to be a big hole, just like this, about this size. And then you crack it, and there's something about the airflow going through, and
just
having a
shoots
hole,
it fast?
and it shoots it down faster. So you got to open up your throat.
All right.
I'm just gonna have my kids watch this and
Then
call
they'll
it
know.
science class
Yeah.
for today.
You'll have to
Perfect.
explain it.
Another one. Well, this is since we're explaining the secrets of how to get 12 ounces of fluid down your throat as fast as possible. You take a bottle and then you take one of the bendy straws.
Oh yeah.
And then you put it in, and then then the air will go in and it'll go right down. So
Okay.
you can do that as well.
All right. Yeah, I think, okay, put it this way. If I get 10 goes to take him down versus 10 chances in the shotgun, I think I'm getting the beer down faster than one time. before I take him
Probably.
down.
There's only one way to find this out.
Yeah.
Next practice, we got to have
I don't want to.
10 takedown attempts and 10 shotguns all within a 90 minutes.
one after another, too. It's a takedown attempt, then a shotgun attempt, back to the mats.
I'm having a hard time getting to Caleb's legs right now, so I'm not sure. Maybe I could get a counter score on JD, but I'm gonna get the Busch lattes.
All right, next question. Another one. Oh, no, this is the same question. From Landon Robidou Lover. If you had to pick right now, who would you pick to win heavyweight next season? Drayshawn Ross?
That's interesting. Go ahead.
I think Drayshawn's a great prospect. I'm just pushing brakes a little bit because I feel like this is the narrative out there a lot, like Drayshawn national champion year one.
Well, I think what you just saw Jax do is I just think Drayshawn just kind of stands on his own. I think
Dude, he has competitive matches with Mirasolas
and Merrill
and
is
Merrill
coming in.
to make teams. And I just want to say, like, Ben Keeter was this prospect
Come on.
as well.
I just don't see it going that way.
I don't either. Well, also Ben has had a
Injuries.
good career and injuries.
Yeah.
Right. Like he's still All American and whatnot. So, but I'm just, and I'm not even saying Drayshawn's not going to be a national champion. I'm just pumping
I'll say this
a little bit.
to kind of back you up a little bit here. I don't think I feel as confident as in Drayshawn winning as I would PJ coming into this year. Like I felt more comfortable saying PJ Duke would be my pick to win a title, or even Jax at that point. So yeah, I'm with it. I just think he's a fine pick in a field that loses Isaac Trumbull, Younger, Bastida, Tegadali, the top three
That's
guys.
fair.
And also is AJ going down to 197? So I think he's going to be in that mix. But I think there's a lot of guys that are going to be in the mix. I think you bring up Keeter. I think that's competitive and interesting, just given their background.
Right.
I think Kobe Merrill is going to be a ready to rock heavyweight. Cole Mirasola has beaten Drayshawn in freestyle. So
I guess I didn't consider that it does clear out.
it clears out. So that's why
Quite
I
a
think
bit.
he's a real contender. But also I don't know. Is he going to redshirt next year? Are they going to Connor Doucette, I was doing a little research yesterday. Connor Doucette last year wrestled 5 matches. Is he a candidate for a medical?
And only
Could
2
he be back?
dates, right? Like one was a tournament.
Tournament and a duel. He wrestled January 3rd. So does that matter, or is it just the percentage that you compete? I don't know. I don't know how it works. I just tend to think they give away these things like hotcakes. So if you can get Connor Doucette back, I think he would be ranked number 1. It would start the year. No?
No, right now we have AJ and Keeter ranked over him. Who do Doucette beat? And this is actually an argument going on right now in the YouTube chat.
Okay.
That they think that a win over Christian Carroll should move Doucette above Ben Keeter and AJ Ferrari.
No, they're right.
They're right?
Or you're right.
Yeah, I was about to leave. I was about to just get up and leave. I'm like, okay,
Well,
I'm out.
it's like, yeah. I mean, you can look at all the numbers higher, but I mean, it's really when you're ranking, it's who'd you beat, who beat you. I mean, the same reason. I mean, would you rank Caleb Campos ahead of Angelo Ferrari, or any of the other guys behind Caleb Campos. The highest seeded guy he beat was 15. Right. So, but
And
Yeah.
Doucette had kind of a similar situation to fourth.
I think he got 2 forfeits.
He scored 1 takedown.
Oh no, he
The
got 1
national
forfeit.
tournament.
that's okay.
1 takedown at the national
Bro,
tournament.
but who's
Took
taking
fourth.
that guy down? He is
Yeah.
He's hard. to
so
take down.
hard to take down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get those heavyweight matches. Sometimes they're just dancing.
He's a beast.
Yeah. No, I mean, looking at rankings at heavyweight next year, it is really interesting because you lose Trumbull, Bastida, Gadali. If Ferrari goes
Down.
then
Did
it's.
Ziola become?
I mean,
He's a guy I could see being in the mix.
He'll be a
at some
top
point.
10 guy.
Doucette beat Ziola. So yeah, then it's Keeter and Doucette as your 1 and 2. Yeah, it's just a different heavyweight.
Such
crop.
a different field.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough to say any incoming freshman now. I mean, Drayshawn's got a great resume, but until the guys that we're talking about being immediate title contenders were already beating guys, whether it was freestyle or whatever, at a super high level, or other guys in there. So I could see Drayshawn becoming in that, getting into that conversation, but it's just tough right now.
Also, Jayshawn's brother's in the transfer portal.
I didn't know Jason
Yeah.
had a brother.
He wrestled at NIU this year.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
2 Rosses.
Okay.
All right, keep rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next question. This is just about us, these questions. Randall Goldsworthy, is JD the best to never win a pick'em competition?
Yes.
Mhm.
Next question.
Yes.
I won this year, so
No, you did not, you liar.
Well,
What
he won the
matters is
week.
March.
He won the week by week.
I won it as a 2
Yeah.
seed and then won.
All right, Biopharma Wrestling. Where does Levi Haynes stack up amongst the Penn State greats? Is he top 10?
Man, it's so hard to get in the top 10. No order, but unimpeachably, David, Ed, I'm kind of going chronologically. I do know how to say that word, and I've said it many times. Jason Nolf, Bo Nickel, Zane Rutherford. Those 5 are ahead. Aaron Brooks, Carter Starachi, 7. Like, these aren't even discussions.
Mm-hmm.
Then you start to get to the Roman, Chenzo, Mark Hall, Nick Lee, Quentin Wright, Levi Haynes category, and I think he's in there.
I'm trying to think of his name. Andy.
I mean, and also you have
Matter.
Kerry McCoy.
Yeah,
Kerry
Andy
McCoy.
Andy Matter.
I don't think he's top 10, but that's just because
The team's been so good.
Kayla is a mutant factory in Nittany Lion, and there's just hard to be in that top 10.
Yeah, it's a good question. though.
Mutant Factory, that'd be a good place to punch in for the day.
Yeah,
Another 8-hour shift at the Mutant Factory.
right.
All right, CB. Could Melvin Miller win 157 next year? If he did, he'd one up Jax big time, considering every AA at the weight is returning, including 2 champions.
Yeah. Can he win? I don't know. I mean, I don't like to say you can't win Melvin Miller. I don't want to say that, but I think it's a longer shot than Jax was coming into this year. I don't know how big he is, honestly. Is he like full size 57? I think that's necessary. We saw what he did to Brandon Cannon. Cannon ended up 4th. So, I mean, I think it's pretty crazy that a high school junior is a bona fide top 5 contender at an NCAA weight. And then I think if you are that, you can probably win the tournament. Like, Landon Robidoux just won this weight. But it's just such an insane weight class. It was the best one this year. So could he come in and win the best weight class as a high school senior? Man, that's a tall, tall task. But Melvin's special.
All right, another super chat. Zed Myers, $5, 1 foot long. Do you think if Caleb Henson were 149 or 157 this year, he would have won the Natty? And is he the favorite for next year?
I do not think he's the favorite next year. I think the track record for guys wrestling a bunch, then redshirting and coming back, look it up. Other than Zane Rutherford, there's the examples are normally that the production goes down. Whether you like it or not, it just seems to be program, doesn't matter the program, that's just typically how it goes. So I don't know, but I do think he would have been my pick, no question, coming into this year, even with Shane Van Ness in the field. So would he have won? Who knows? He would have been my pick going into the year. And then coming back, I think it's just hard. It's hard getting out of that rhythm. So that's my answer.
Okay. Next question. Is there a succession plan for Caleb to take over the show, and who has been the most surprising portal entry? To me, it's between Zepeda, Berge, and Schubert.
We kind of touched on this. Other than Caleb, no, he's not. There's no succession plan. Despite his machinations, what he's working on. I don't know. None of these really surprised me. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? Crookham probably surprised me the most.
Yeah.
And then it's like, but then it's kind of like you have the initial surprise, then you sort of think about it. It's like, I mean, it's not worked out that great for him. I think there was some friction 2 years ago, like you should go, he didn't go. So I don't know. It feels like there's more than just the athlete coaches interaction. There's other outside factors that are maybe changing things or making decisions. And anytime you have that many voices in one thing, you're going to get friction, and that friction can lead to transfers.
Does Caleb's Sports Dubs 24/7 account take up too much of his time to take over?
Sports Dubs 27. Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing. I don't think he could prioritize it.
Yeah, because it's not. I mean, like, who's going to take over?
And that's a huge conflict of interest.
Yeah.
We're in the sports media space, so I can see this getting ugly quick.
All right, next question from Rational PSU Fan 92. Does Messenbrink get to vote for himself for Hodge next year?
Yeah. How cool is that? Next.
Cool.
What if
All
he
right.
doesn't? He's like, I don't deserve it.
All right, DEI Willie, do you know what sparked the Daniel Zepeda portal entry? Seems like a huge loss for NC State and a potential huge pickup for another program.
No, DEI Willie. I don't know what happened.
All right, strength and scrapping. How does Iowa State handle 133 to 157 next year? Frost squared, Pinheiro, Etch, Grice, etc.
Yeah, it's similar to this year. They've got so many quality options. You've got, for Iowa State, the Frosts are just, can Evan, he can't make 33 anymore. It's like, stop trying it. He's not going to make it to the end. Garrett Grice, as predicted by JD, had a very nice national tournament. Clearly a lot to work with there. So I think you trusted him at the national tournament. You should probably trust him the whole season next year, I would guess. So, okay, what does that mean? Well, Evan needs to go up. Well, who's their 41? We got Echemendia's back. His brother's at 49. So it's going to be sort of similar that I don't know how you get the Frost boys both in the lineup. Pinheiro's back. So how do they handle it? I think it starts with 33 is Garrett Grice. 41, you probably have wrestle-offs. So if you skip to the end, Echemendia. Do you consider going Evan 41 and bump up Echemendia, who does not, I don't know, he doesn't seem super pumped about 41.
That was a thing 2 years ago, and then I felt like he made 141 completely fine this year, and it was never even brought up or a thing.
Yeah. Seems like he's got a good handle on it. And then Pinheiro, I don't know is the answer. Does could one of them best fit at 57? I feel like not Pinheiro. I feel like
He tried it.
I feel like Pinheiro's at 49.
Kind of feel like Frost is too, though.
Yeah, neither of the Frost. None of them
Really,
seem like.
They're all 41, 49 pounders.
Yeah.
Is the reality. And so that's,
So honestly, I think it's lose or leave town, bump up.
yeah.
Like Frost, you might have to bump up if you can't beat Pinheiro,
Right.
or whatever.
The good news is, Iowa State and Dresser has very matter-of-fact wrestle-off procedures. I mean, everything still comes down to the room, but there will be public wrestle-offs. He uses them as a way to get people pumped for the season, and everybody's going to get a fair shot.
Cool.
All right, another big super chat. 5 foot longs, 25 bones from Curtis.
Curtis.
He's passionate about the push-out point. Push-out point giving guys a way to score without risking a shot reattack will result in less offense, more breaks in action, and more Zare style. He does not like it.
Here's the thing. One, if if it could bring about more Zare style, why is there one Zare exactly in freestyle in the entire world? It's because it's not that easy to implement, guys. Zare is kind of a one-of-one type of person, wrestler. But I have to agree, there will be more stoppages as a result. Well, I don't know, I'm kind of rethinking that because think how much they go out of bounds now, just sort of with impunity. So out of bounds for just
Could be less.
penalties. Could be less because you don't want to go out of bounds now, which is a good thing. So I just have to categorically disagree with you. But thank you for the thing. I think, and here's what else I'll say. I think takedowns will go up as a result of the step out, which you may say, why? I think the pressure back in that has to come from the wrestler that doesn't want to get stepped out is going to create scoring circumstances that otherwise you could just go out of bounds.
They got a new phone.
They got a new phone.
You got hit with
Shut
an
up.
Amber Alert.
I'm sorry. You can't just silence it. You got to go in your thing.
I'll get
Settings.
Siri on it soon.
Yeah.
Siri's supposed to do all this stuff for
It's
me.
just because Spey cares. He cares about the Amber Alerts.
He does.
There's-
Or is it, it's not a weather alert, is it?
It's a Travis County test.
Oh, it's just
We're getting tests now?
Tested.
In-
Testing my limits and my patience.
Dang it, it's scaring the heck out of me. So no, I think I've been thinking a lot about the step out point, and yeah, a lot of positives.
Yeah, the best
A
thing
lot of
is
positives, no negatives.
you can
Great.
just watch it all. We have the U.S. Open
Yeah.
coming up. Watch the U.S. Open. That is where the step out penalty. It's not a push out point because if you just shove, you're not supposed
Yeah,
to.
you can't just shove.
But watch it happen. It forces action to the center of the mat, and there's still plenty of takedowns.
Also,
And there's takedowns on the edge too.
so you can't just kind of shove as long as you don't just do straight arm. Dang it!
Oh, JD got a new phone. Oh, new phone for JD.
You guys are embarrassing me. All right, I'm gonna make
It's gonna hit you,
Yeah, you're getting it next.
nope.
right? And I'm on do not.
Airplane mode.
Are you? Oh,
I'm impenetrable.
you're also not Travis County.
all right. I have a
I am.
I have a poor boy question from the chat.
Oh boy.
It's a good one, and it's specifically it's mostly for JD because he keeps crowning the next Kales. And
I hate this.
He said he says if Vega had 1 or 2 losses but never gives up a takedown in college, how does he compare to Kale?
1 or 2 losses?
Yeah, but never gives up a takedown.
He doesn't.
Well, I mean, that would still be a phenomenal career, but
It would be
winning is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Also dominance. You have to score a lot of bonus points.
Yeah, you would be. That would be.
What if he has
doing
the
a Vega.
same bonus points as Kale?
Well, actually,
Give me a break.
Just all these near
No,
falls.
well,
or two losses.
to be the next scale, actually,
already
I would say you
does
don't
that.
have to go dominant. If you just go 100-0,
Yeah.
you're the next scale as well. You're not as good as Kale, but the next
And you
scale,
can't be next.
The next scale is just going undefeated throughout your college career and a 4-time NCAA champion.
Okay.
All right. Strength.
Crazy, we have multiple next scales. Wow. Now in the field.
Strength and scrapping. He's getting a lot of love this episode.
We love strength and scrapping.
Our favorite poor boy. Thoughts on limiting number of portal pickups to 3 per school per year?
No.
Okay.
No need for limits.
All right. Another one from our boy. Keeter had a surgery scare.
Is that true? I don't. Maybe we shouldn't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure his mom posted on Facebook like he had surgery and his heart stopped in the surgery.
What?
I'm almost positive. I will double check that, but I'm like 99% sure. Somebody wants to know what the surgery is for. He's wrestling injured again.
I thought I'd heard. I think it's like maybe a shoulder thing. He heard it before national duels. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
He's doing good.
Yeah, geez. Man, we had quite a few. Like, remember Echemendia had all kinds of crazy problems.
Yeah, he detailed that.
Yeah, you feel like
his
you
heart
hear about
stopped.
this
All
more
right,
than
he stopped breathing. All
more
right.
often than not.
It's from Yahoo Sports, so I don't know, but it says the season wasn't smooth. It wasn't easy. It was full of ups and downs, setbacks, and moments that would have broken a lot of people. He kept fighting.
His
And
heart rate.
this week, after surgery, he scared the life out of us. He stopped breathing. His heart rate dropped. So,
Dang.
yeah, scary.
missed that.
Glad he's doing well, for sure.
All right. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Glad he's okay. That's scary. Next.
Okay.
Nah.
No?
I already did that one.
Okay, let me see. All right. from FRL's the best. Thank you.
Oh,
Will Pritzlaff be a hot coaching candidate for the next opening at a big-time school?
probably. I think he's someone you look at for sure. You know, he's doing a great job at Columbia, not trying to move him out of there by any stretch, but you got, I mean, here's the thing with Donnie. Like, when you spend basically your career as like the top dog assistant guy in the room, you can kind of get like, you know how this like happens to actors where like, you know,
That's your role.
once you're like Bryan Cranston and you're the Malcolm in the Middle dad, you're kind of dumb old dad, and it's sort of hard to break that stigma or whatever. You have that with coaching too. And now that he has like, oh no, I can run a program and do a really good job at a place where it's, you know, there's challenges, there's advantages of Columbia for sure, but there's also a lot of challenges. And I think this is a proof of concept that, you know, you think about like Damian Hahn, a longtime assistant at Cornell, like, okay, he made a break for it at South Dakota State and proved, okay, no, he can do a great job as a head coach. You see that. And then there's examples to the contrary. So I think you've got to give him a look for sure now. And I think him taking this Columbia job is sometimes that's the way you have to establish yourself for a big, big job. You got to prove it as a head coach.
It may be hard to pry him away from Columbia, though. His family he's from New Jersey. He didn't have to uproot or move or do anything going from Rutgers to Columbia. You can live in between those campuses and not have to change.
Well,
and I don't think there's going to be a shortage of funds for the head coaching job and
I'd say this.
salaried there.
There's sort of an obvious one that, you know, if Scott Goodale retires or leaves at some point, like he's very, very, you know.
That's true. That's true.
All right, from Owen Rector, is the Pac-12 back to being considered a power conference for wrestling?
I mean, I don't know. I think it's a great conference. Every team I would say is quality in there, and it's going to be in the conversation a lot more now than it was in the last year and previous years. So it's very good conference. Like we'll probably, you know, Big Ten is just in a completely separate category, and then it's like Big 12 ACC probably next, and then I think it's probably right in there on the qualifier basis. It might be there with the ACC, which has fewer teams. But yeah, ACC on the higher end right now.
Yeah, if you give the Pac-12 the 10 from last year, they'd had 23. MAC had 27. EIWA had 26.
Oh, okay.
Ivy had 23.
Pac-12 would lose one or two, though, because they had some automatics, didn't they?
Yeah,
Maybe.
probably.
One or two. I think it's hard to call it to translate what power conferences are considered for football and basketball and do it to wrestling, because you have one of one. You have Big Ten on a tier of its own by a large margin. And then how do you measure after that? I think Big 12, the teams that stayed would kind of overshadow Pac-12, but Pac-12 is going to be better. So
Teams that stay become champions. All right, from Kimball. So is Jax going to win Worlds this year? This feels like the natural progression. LOL.
I mean, it's going to be just as hard to get on the team maybe as it is to win the World Championships, as crazy as that sounds. I would never count him out from that. I think he's certainly a contender. But if Agoya's back, like there was a gap there.
He's really good.
He competed, though. Like, the score was one thing. He almost got pinned. I know that. But I watched that match, and I did not think we can't beat him. I just thought he's better right now. But, I mean, do you think Jax is better than he was in September? Because I do. I think he is. So, I'm not ready to say that, but he's a contender. But he's going to have his hands full to make this team, too.
Yeah. I know Tyler's been saying this a lot, too, but, like, Jax used to get tired more in matches.
Yes.
And the Aguyev match, I mean, he was on his back for a good
That got him
period.
tired.
Yeah, that got him tired. But he doesn't seem to get tired anymore.
That was a concern of mine. Coming out, I said, I don't know if he can do a 7-minute match. He gets tired in 6-minute matches. It never happened.
I mean, I think he's at Oklahoma State, and I think when you think about, okay, he went from a high school room to a college room, it's like, oh, way better training partners, this and that. But there's also like the element of not just the training in wrestling, but like how you prepare their bodies to wrestle 7 minutes and all this stuff. I mean, David Taylor had maybe the best gas tank we've seen in a long, long time for the entirety of his career. So, and he also, I mean, you know, he's been in he was at Penn State for 15 years. That's the best conditioned team for that entire 15-year stretch. So there's an understanding of how to be in shape for 6-7 minutes. And I think that got improved once he got to Oklahoma State on a full-time basis, which is not something you always see either, but we did.
All right, next question. Man, strength and scrapping. He just keeps asking them.
Hey,
You liked them all.
I like it.
Would Mitchell be as Mitchell if he had stayed at Cal Baptist?
I would not count out Mitchell Messerbrink being a national champion at this point if he was at Cal Baptist. But would he be as Mitchell? I'd say no. I mean, Penn State is definitely elevate his game to the nth degree. But I think we would say, hey, I wouldn't be surprised at all if he was a national champion there.
Hey, one thing I don't think we've mentioned on the show is Ben's conversation with the Green Bay guy that they're thinking about adding a Division I program at Wisconsin Green Bay.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Yep.
That would be huge.
And we have the announcement's not out yet, but the announcement that there 100% will be an announcement for Tarleton State was also mentioned.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm sort of confused because Grant is the head coach and he said it on X, so that's like an announcement. Hey, we're gonna add. We just haven't announced it yet, so I don't know. But everything I've heard, not just from Coach Leith, is that like it's happening. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be great. So I don't know. I want it so bad. I'm like, until I see a frickin' press release from that school, I'm not even letting myself get there because like we could have a D1 team in Texas.
Lone Star State.
How cool is that? Right?
Yeah, I mean, there is a question about Tarleton State. Mm-hmm. What can we expect?
I don't know.
100%, but will be an announcement.
Yes, there's going to be an announcent. I'd expect that
soon.
How good can they be? Tell me their funding. Tell me, do they have scholarship?
A nice room.
They have what?
They have a nice room.
They have a nice room, right?
Like their roster's huge.
Mm-hmm. Could they be like the Campbell of Texas? Like, I don't know.
Little Rock would be the prototype I would try to emulate.
It's a high bar.
Good luck with that. That's tough. That's tough to emulate.
Yeah.
But we'd love to see it. I mean, listen, it's exciting for the state to have a D1 team. I mean, I want it badly.
A lot of wrestlers in Texas.
There are.
You don't see them as much on the next level, but
they're coming. At least that's what I think.
Jordan Williams gonna get back together with his ex, get rocked up.
I don't know if he.
Or is that bridge burnt?
I don't know if it's burnt or not, but I'll say this about Jordan Williams. His best wrestling was at Little Rock. I don't think that's even debatable. He wrestled his best in shape, right weight, et cetera, et cetera. He didn't place, but he had a really good year. He beat some good guys. Wasn't falling off in matches at all. So that was his best spot, and he left it. So that's anytime you're wrestling your best, it's like, man, you're rolling the dice when you leave because you can go to a quote better program, and Iowa's not the only example. This happens a lot of programs go from a smaller program to another one. It doesn't translate. You don't think, oh, more resources, more parts. It doesn't work like that necessarily. So I think that would be a great choice. I don't know where that relationship stands, but I think that would be potentially wise.
All right, Joe wants to know how CDP's second freestyle tournament was.
Oh, it was great. Very fun. He hadn't done one in 2 years, and that was not as fun. But it was awesome. He was the coolest part for me was he really wanted to wrestle this one kid who he trains with, and like that kid could definitely that kid kicks his butt sometimes. So we knew he could definitely lose, but he definitely wants to challenge himself, have those tough matches. But yeah, he won. Had 3 techs in a close win in the final match, so that was great. Definitely still learning the ropes. Like in the early part of his the final match, he like just kind of stepped out of bounds, like sort of forgetting the edge rules. Yeah. He literally said I couldn't believe it, but I just forgot that like I can't even go out of bounds. But it's fun, man. He's a shooter. He like literally attacks a lot. So it's been fun to watch him get better. So yeah, it's been great. This was funny because he is a known Greco hater, does not want to ever do Greco ever. When we went to Nolf yesterday, Cade Moss was there, the former Penn State wrestler who made a Greco world team at the university. So they had a Greco practice. He had to do it, and he actually admitted he had fun. So,
There you go.
So take that.
If you think forgetting about the step out rule and just stepping out is funny, it's hilarious when you go to like a youth or high school Greco tournament and they kind of forget the wrestling Greco for a second and just
Grab a leg.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, sorry.
That's what he was doing. He was like literally taking, in the Greco practice, he would take a penetration step, and he doesn't know what a high dive is, but it's like, it comes low to high and comes up with a body lock.
That's the Kamal Bay right there.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. But today, the Piles child of note is Natalie Piles, who today, April 2nd, turned 13 years old. So a happy birthday to Natalie. I have 2 teenagers, which
Crazy.
is pretty crazy. So yeah, happy birthday to Natalie. She's I told her I'd give her a shout out on the show. She's like, oh, cool.
You had to wait till the end.
But also like she
Get
doesn't.
those viewership numbers up.
She also doesn't listen to the show, so I don't even. But you know what? It's still worth making.
Tell her you're not sure exactly when the shout out happened, but just start it at the beginning. It'll happen
Listen
at
to
some
all of
point.
it.
Yeah. Get our minutes viewed up.
All right, another strength and scrapping question. Any idea how hurt DeLuca is/was?
I think he's okay. I wouldn't expect him on the freestyle mat. A lot of Iowa guys don't wrestle freestyle. So I would not be alarmed if you don't see him wrestling freestyle, because that's just something Iowa does.
He only wrestled 1 match.
Yes.
Yeah, beat Mac Mom.
Got hurt, and then that was it.
Okay. All right, I think we got a couple more questions from Mason. Luke Stanich or Jax Forrest at 141?
I mean, Jax. But Luke's really... I'll ask this. Is this match more competitive in freestyle or folk style? I think freestyle.
Probably.
Stanich is he is tough to deal with in that hand fight. But if you're getting your hands on Jax Forrest, that sometimes is really bad for you. Be a fun match in freestyle.
I don't know what that match looks like. Like, I guess Jax wrestles close matches or like low scoring matches when he wants to, but like you don't hardly see it. Like Ben DeVino. Who else? Like what's the lowest?
That was the college season.
Ortega.
Yeah, Ranieri.
That was close.
4-0.
Is he going to be 33?
I'm not indulging. I hear every year Ortega's going to get this time. Now we're going to get Ortega. Okay. When he's wearing the singlet that says Ames on it, then I'll know.
That's like
All
a
right.
wrestling club.
Mystic Matt, which of the NCAA champions most likely to make a world title run? My pick is Jax
Yeah.
or Mitchell.
Ooh, maybe I might say Mitchell.
Yeah.
I think our 74 is going to win Worlds. I just don't know who it's going to be. I rewatched every time I walk in. Caleb's watching a different wrestling video. He was watching Carr Messenbrink again.
Which one?
He watched the Final X series. I think he actually watched all 3. But I came in match 2. One thing I forgot: how many stoppages there were in the second match. Blood, boom, favors Carr. Does not favor Mitchell. And even still, it was very, very close. So, it's going to be interesting.
All right.
Yeah, I think Mitchell is actually the answer.
All right. This is our last question. And it's fitting because Avery Lynch, he hasn't been in the chat.
What's up with that?
MIA.
Lock in, Avery.
He's in the chat right now.
He is?
Yep. Yeah,
Ask him where he's been.
I don't know.
Avery.
Avery, where you been?
Someone actually said, I was talking to yesterday, they're like, yeah, I used to get in the YouTube chat, and then Avery would just he's like, I'm glad there's super chats now that they stand out, because Avery used to just knock everything down because he would just spam comments. And I was like, well, actually, Avery hadn't been there. So don't do that, Avery, but we're glad you're back.
He also says that he's got Luke winning 1-1.
Yeah, he's
Not a surprise.
He's a Levi, or a Lehigh fan. And Levi.
If only Levi went to Lehigh.
All right.
Levi Lehigh.
So we're going to end with this. What are you
Gotta
getting for
build a plate.
breakfast with your $6? He says, I'll go first. Chicken and waffles, side of bacon, and hash browns.
Okay.
It's $6.
I don't even see that on there. Oh, I see what he's doing. $6.
4 here.
I don't like chicken and waffles. I find it odd and not a good combination.
Really?
Bad take.
Yeah, I
it more
love my
often.
take. No, I'm gonna.
Eat it tonight.
Does it have to be that hash brown where it's like a square? It can't be like the.
I like this the cut the
Yeah,
sliced
me
one.
too.
Like the Waffle House. Those are good.
Oh, also, I got a Waffle House take. We can finish this.
Okay.
I enjoy the patties.
Yeah, let me go.
I mean, yeah, like a good McDonald's, but like I'd rather have an actual sauce.
Oh, I got this figured out. I'm going the sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich, a smoked salmon sandwich, hash brown, and bacon.
Huh?
That's $6.
You're going all the bottom.
Yeah, I don't want a Reuben for breakfast.
Breakfast Reuben?
That's a breakfast.
Also, haven't you never had a Reuben?
Yeah, you've never eaten a Reuben.
Exactly right. I'm not starting at breakfast.
Oh.
I
Well,
should
see,
have
I don't
a
know if I
Reuben.
would go. I don't think I've ever had a breakfast Reuben. I don't think I've
Yeah,
ever
me either.
seen
It's just a Reuben in the morning.
I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's good.
They got egg in there. That's not. That I think makes it a breakfast.
I'm more of a, I like if he had thrown a normal, like a Belgian waffle with syrup and butter, I'd probably get that.
Just
You could just take the berries off.
But
Probably
no.
go chicken and waffle, hash brown, bacon.
Okay.
I would do.
We're leaving full. $6 goes a long way.
Probably do 3 sausage, egg, and cheeses,
Oh my
Whoa.
gosh.
and save one for later. Actually, have that for all 3 meals.
Or maybe
Put that in the microwave. We have lunch and dinner.
maybe like a bacon, egg, and cheese, but it's a sandwich. And I feel like if I'm getting a breakfast sandwich, I normally don't do sides too. But if it's
Yeah,
just like
that's true.
bacon, egg, and cheese, like omelet or just
Give me bacon, egg, and
eggs.
cheese. And then I love if it was the sliced up hash browns,
Yeah.
I would just do 3 hash browns. I love hash browns.
Normally, when you get one helping, you get so
I
much.
just give
You can
it
eat that
all.
much potato.
Oh yeah.
Dang. Okay.
Potato diet.
Cool.
I have a Waffle House. Take that. If we have any Southern listeners, I'm sure they'll be mad at me.
Okay.
Waffle House is good,
Yes.
but the most overrated, like, chain.
How could it be overrated?
Because
like-
everybody goes nuts for it, and I'm like,
Do they?
yes.
I feel like the only thing people talk about Waffle House are like the fights.
Well,
fights
if
are
it wasn't
definitely-
if it wasn't a drunk food spot and a fight spot too, that elevates it. But people love it for like that, and they think that. I was listening to this podcast, and it was actually one of the guys is from Virginia area, and one is from Tennessee, and they're like, Waffle House is the best breakfast food. Like, they were just going on and on. I'm like, breakfast food is kind of hard to mess up, and to me, Waffle House is not that much different than an IHOP or a Denny's or.
Difference is, having been a transplant to the South, again, sorry to all my Southern friends out there, but you guys take something that, like, you take for granted elsewhere, like a diner. If you guys grew up with better diners, you would not think
Sure,
Waffle
yeah.
House is anything.
Yes.
It's great because when I was in college, it was like, oh, we're going to Waffle House at like 2 a.m. or whatever. You have very fond memories of Waffle House, but it's not even close to a real
It's
diner.
there for you.
Yeah,
You know?
it's fine. Same with, I don't know, most fast food chains. Sorry, Texans, but Whataburger is, I think, maybe at the bottom, and some
Yeah.
people consider it.
In and out's there too.
People are really
No, it's good. That's a bad take.
people are really hating on JD's friends here that are rating Waffle House so high.
Okay, maybe
I like Waffle House. I think it's good. I think for the price, I think it's similar to IHOP. I don't know. If I had to pick one, I think I'd probably
I feel like real Southerners ride hard for Waffle House.
well, but no,
grits
we
and
had
all that
like
other stuff.
we went to this place called Mrs. Rouse in Virginia. It's like kind of what you're describing, like a really good. There was a place called Kathy's. That's where we went. They were like diners.
Family restaurants.
Yeah, we had. Yeah, hold on. You're acting like we don't have diners in the South. You don't
Are
even
they
know.
open all the time?
That's the thing. So that's what I'm saying. That it's the idea is it's there for you, and it's good food for the hour. And so
You need Kathy to open up 24/7.
Kathy doesn't need to do that.
Well, that's
she can
what you
stand
guys
on
are
her
You
own.
also don't want to stumble into Kathy's at 3 a.m.
You don't want to go into Kathy's at 3
That's
a.m.
disrespectful to Kathy.
Yeah, she deserves better. But like, yeah, I would go to there maybe even before.
But like,
Cracker Barrel in its heyday, I feel like it's changed now. But back in the day, Cracker Barrel cleared all these places.
One old logo, Cracker Barrel.
No, not the logo. I feel like I've noticed the downfall the last couple of years actually with Cracker Barrel.
I'm just saying, if you say Waffle House is superior because of their food, and you say their food is better than other diners like that, you've been brainwashed by
Yeah.
Southern culture.
Someone in the chat just joined. They said, just joined in. What the heck are we talking about?
This is what.
Avery gave us the food option, and that's all we've been talking about.
Yeah, FRL, Food Radio Live. All we do is talk about foods. That's what happens.
Food takes.
All right, cool. 10:39. Is it 10:39?
I don't know how we went this long.
Jeez. We started questions at like 10.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, Greg. Diva Greg, we're going to get out on time, buddy, so don't freak out. We thank you guys so much for tuning in to FRL. Special thanks to Richard Immel and Audrey Jimenez. Congrats to her. We'll be back Monday, normal time. Thanks so much. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Happy Easter to you all. And we will see you on Monday. Thank you.